it's Crystal Trammell. Today I wanted to talk about using essential oils during labor. I used to be a labor doula and childbirth educator. I've done that since about 2011. And so I've attended a lot of births, anywhere from home births to going back into the OR with moms when they were having a cesarean. And in virtually any kind of format, essential oils can have some really useful applications during labor. So I wanted to share that with you today. First, I want to give some overall ground rules about using essential oils during labor, because it's a little bit different, just because mom is so very, her senses are heightened during labor. So number one, you want to always use oils in a way where the scent can be removed if it becomes a problem. So even if you think that, jasmine and neroli are like best scents ever, and they're fantastic for childbirth, in general, harmonizing our female systems, you don't want to have them in a diffuser, for instance, when you're in labor. And this sounds counterintuitive, right? Why wouldn't you want them? If the room is filled with like the pervasive, heady scent of flowers, it might be so overwhelming that it can actually make you nauseous, and it takes a while for that to disperse. So alternative ways to using, a diffuser would be you can mix up a spritz bottle and just spray it in the air. That goes away a lot faster than if it were, being diffused. You can also just open up a bottle, take a few deep breaths, and then close it back up again. That way you won't be overwhelmed. You don't want to put essential oils in the water if you are having a water birth, because a lot of times those oils can, be on the top, be on the surface of the water. And if you're laboring in the pool and you plan to get out, fine, go for it. But if you want to actually bring your baby into the world underwater, I don't recommend having oils in your bath water. But again, do your research. That's an important thing to think about. But my overall point is make sure that you're using oils in a way that you can take them away if the scent gets overwhelming. So that said, my favorite oils for labor, the ones that I always had in my birth bag, were lavender, lemon, peppermint, clary sage, and some sort of floral, either neroli or jasmine, depending on what I had on hand. If I had to pick another one to rotate in, it would be frankincense. Now, why frankincense? Because a lot of times, childbirth, it is a very, it's one of the most difficult things that most women will ever do in their lives. It's a very spiritually taxing experience, and a lot of times when you get to the end of labor, they call it transition, when you're 8 to 10 centimeters dilated. It's the fastest portion of labor, but it's also extremely intense. It's very, very common for women to say, I can't do this anymore, I don't want to do this anymore. And frankincense is a wonderful way to kind of connect with a higher power, whether that's, through prayer or a belief system or simply just their higher self. It inspires uplifting and grounding thoughts at the same time. It can anchor moms into believing, okay, I can do this. So frankincense is wonderful for that. The other oil that is really good for that can't go on kind of feeling is called balance. Balance has also been, it's used for any time that you're feeling out of sorts and you need to kind of recenter yourself. Balance is a more mild scent, so some moms might want that on their pulse points, but again, you want to be cautious because you never know what works at 3 centimeters will not be what works at 10 centimeters. So I would recommend using Balance on the soles of the feet. This is a wonderful opportunity for partners to work on their massage skills, and you can rub those oils into the soles of mama's feet. The soles of your feet are very absorbent, and so the benefits of those plant compounds will get into your system faster. And also, who doesn't love a foot massage, especially when they're dealing with contractions? It's a beautiful way to have mom and her partner connect, and also to benefit from those oils in a way where they're down there by her feet, so she's not going to be overwhelmed by the intensity of the scent. Lemon is another one that I use because lemon is the one that I would bring out in situations where mom was going for, you know, an all-natural birth, or she thought she had a birth plan and everything was going, you know, according to plan, and then something on the monitor changes, or, you know, there's a drop in baby's heart rate, or they're trying to, you know, they're saying she's been pushing too long, things like that. Something where the direction of her labor and birth process has been changed, and so she's a little bit scared, she's a little bit, you know, brought down. Lemon is wonderful to uplift the senses and to remind yourself that things are good. You're in good hands and you're capable and you're doing well. And while I'm not going to say that lemon oil reduces blood pressure, what I have seen is that lemon oil encourages deep breaths and a cheerful outlook. And having a cheerful outlook and being able to breathe deeply and calm yourself down does, in turn, help things like your blood pressure readings. So this is another one that's great. You can do a hand massage with moms where you just put a drop of oil and rub her hands slowly. You can do kind of this kind of, you know, use your thumbs to massage it into mama's palms. And you can also do the same on the soles of her feet. So balance and lemon are great for that. Lavender is our standard when we need to relax oil. Some moms love it, some moms hate it. So it's going to be one of those that you're going to want to have on hand. You may not ever take it out, or it might be your one go-to oil for your whole labor. It's good to have these things on hand and kind of be able to try them out, because again, what works at 3 centimeters is not going to be what works at 9 or 10. So lavender is wonderful to just open the bottle and sniff. You can also grab a cotton ball and put some lavender on there, bring it up to mom's nose, and then put it away in like a plastic bag or something. That way she's not being overwhelmed by the scent. And finally, peppermint is another one that's really good if mom is feeling very tired. If you're feeling like, you know, you've been pushing a long time and you're lacking the strength to kind of get through, peppermint is a really good one to kind of wake you up, enliven you. This one's also good for partners. A lot of times, if there was a situation where, you know, there was an unexpected cesarean, I would set up mom's partner with, you know, he'd put on the surgical scrubs that they give you, and I would get a tissue and put a couple drops of peppermint and tuck it in his sleeve. And that way he's right there in the OR, and he or she is able to, you know, pull that out and help mom kind of have that extra energy boost. And so that's a great way to use that one. And then my last oil that is kind of the quintessential labor oil is going to be Clary Calm. Clary Calm is a blend with clary sage as one of the main ingredients. You can just use clary sage if you want to. Clary Calm has clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, cedarwood, geranium, fennel, and it's a very, I think it just smells like birth. I think it's a lovely smell. Clary Calm is one of the ones that I have heard people say it takes a little bit to love it. Clary sage is a unique smell, but it is the oil of labor. Clary sage is something that can regulate a mom's contraction pattern when she's in labor, which is kind of an interesting effect. So for that reason, we don't want to use Clary Calm during pregnancy until you are full term, 37 weeks or more. However, Clary Calm after that point is a wonderful thing, especially for kind of soothing and evening out the prodromal labor or the kind of pre-labor contractions that a lot of moms, especially with second and subsequent babies, your body just kind of, it knows what to do faster, and so you end up having, you know, maybe days or even weeks of the Braxton Hicks contractions that they can get exhausting. And so what I love to do with either Clary Sage or Clary Calm is to mix it in a carrier oil. This is my very favorite carrier oil for pregnancy and labor. It has arnica in it. Arnica is an herb whose properties are healing bruising and muscle soreness. So it's the perfect thing to use in conjunction with clary sage, because it kind of soothes those sore uterine muscles from all the hard work they're doing. And especially whether it's, you know, in the last weeks of pregnancy when you're just so tired and ready to be, you know, ready to move on, you can give yourself massages with arnica and clary sage oil, and you can just mix the two together in the palms of your hand and kind of do this kind of a motion over your belly. It's a wonderful way, whether it's, you know, just before labor starts or even during early labor. It lets you to kind of connect with your baby and connect with your body and take some deep, slow breaths and put your trust where it belongs, which is women have been doing childbirth for centuries, and you're not alone. You're in good hands and you're doing a wonderful job. So hopefully that gives you some ideas for what you can do with essential oils during labor. Thanks for watching. Bye.